Hello, brothers and sisters. I'm Brother Duncan. I'm a family history consultant in the Nibley 7th Ward. President Hegeman asked me to make this short video to show you what's required to get your children up and going for family history. There's a bit of a frustration, at least for me, in getting things set up. I noticed that when my children, when I wanted to get their account set up, even though I had my own ID number, they had to manually enter me into Family Search, which creates a duplicate. It doesn't show up as a duplicate on my account when I look at my information or when I look at their information that they've entered in for me. But it is a potential issue. But whenever you're living or whenever you're adding somebody who is living, you have to manually enter them in, which has that potential. Once you have people that are deceased that you're adding to your family history, things go much quicker. If you've already done the work, don't worry about it. It'll all show up. And to kind of demonstrate this, I have one of my son's family history accounts. He's living. My wife and I are living. My father is living. My mother has passed, and that's already been done. My wife's father is still alive. And all of his other stuff has been done back here, but his mother or her mother is not in here yet. And I wanted to show you how that works, just so that it is not too much of a frustration, or you can find out how to work through that. So I'm going to click on that on my wife's account, or not my wife's account, my wife's information. Go to her person page. And I need to go down and add her mother, because the fastest way to add somebody in is by ID number if they have it. A living person, you cannot do this, so you have to do it by name. So I'll enter her name in. Oops, I forgot her middle name. And it can be very minimal information, as long as you've got the first and last name, whether they're deceased or living, the sex, and then on the birth date. I need to check and see. I'm terrible with names and birthdays. So 14th June of 53. 14th June 1953. And at that point, I just hit next. It brings her. I can create a person, and it's down in this information box. It tells you that you must create living members to connect to your deceased ancestors. So that's kind of what we're running into. So I can create her. It adds her. It doesn't show marriage events or any of the sources that you've already got for her, because it is a completely different ID number than what's already in there. But for the family tree's sake, she is now in here. Now, both of her parents have passed on already, and so to add them in, we'll go to her person page and go down to the family member section where we can add a parent. Now, the information I've got on mine, we got Peter Carl Skorup. Because he is deceased, I can copy and paste his ID number. And then I can come in here and add his ID number. And it'll bring him up. I'll add that match. And then this is the correct couple. This information is in here because it's already been done, as you could see on my account. And I'll select that couple. And because I added him, it also has added her and all that other information that's already in there, as well as their children. So any work that has already been done for deceased people, whether it's sources or temple work, it will automatically show up once you begin to get into the deceased people by ID number. And that way you do not have to manually enter in anybody that has already been connected, if starting with deceased people. And that's all I've got. It's something that's it makes me happy to know I don't have to re-enter all those in manually, and you can just add them that quickly. But with living people, you do have to create essentially a duplicate for every person that's living. So in my case, I've got my account already set up for Family Search. And then when my wife and my 6 kids, when my whole family gets it done, I've got 7 copies, or 7 duplicates essentially, that 7 times that those people have had to be added in who are still living. And there's not really a workaround for that other than just getting it done. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you a little bit of hope to get past the few living people that are there, and get the rest of your family work that's already been done linked. And that's if you have any more questions, you can look on LDS Tools and find the family history consultants in your ward, and go ahead and ask them if you've got any more questions. Thank you much.